Hey everyone, hope you're enjoying our anniversary so far. We're now on to part 4, in which I answer questions submitted by the community for the past few days. So yeah, let's get started. What capture card do you use? I use the Hoppage HD PVR. It's high definition capture card 720p. I got it for about $200 US dollars. I definitely recommend it if you think you're going to be making videos for a long time, if you think you can be committed. But you can also get a much lower price capture card, like a standard definition Dazzle for like $60. I got my Dazzle for $60, and I use that for like 2 years. What editing software do you us? Typo. What editing software do I us? Well, I us Sony Vegas. I've used Sony Vegas pretty much all the time. Except I used to use Pinnacle Studio, which came with my Dazzle, but then I got Sony Vegas, and it pretty much dominates. I had a lot of problems with it. I had a lot of times where I was just like screaming and pulling my hair out in all literal senses because it was crashing and screwing up. But you know, after I kind of got those problems worked out, it really does a lot, and it pretty much does everything I need. Will you send me a friend request? No, I will not send you a friend request. If you want to send me one, sure, go ahead, but I don't have time to go through every single person who asks me that and send them all friend requests. On that same subject, my friends list is always full, like all the time. I remove someone, I'll get a friend request like in the next 10 seconds. But I remove people quite commonly, so just keep sending me requests, and you know, you might get a shot in eventually. What program are you using to make your music? I used to use Mixcraft for pretty much everything. Everything you've heard me write has been on Mixcraft 5.1 or something. Just recently I got FL Studio. Well, actually I got the demo. I've been using FL Studio, which is a lot better. It's a little bit more complicated at first. Like Mixcraft, I pretty much jumped right in and started writing stuff. FL Studio, it's kind of taken me a while, but FL Studio is definitely, it's a much better program, make everything much more professional. What microphone do you use to record? I should have looked this up before starting the question and answer. It's Microsoft LifeChat XL3000 or something strange. I'll probably throw a picture of this as I'm saying this. It's a good quality. I mean, as you can tell, it's pretty good quality. I had this desktop Logitech one that like stood up on a little stand. It was all right, but it took in a lot of background noise. It sounded weird. What made you want to do music? It's a good question. What made me want to do music? Oh, I enjoy music for a long time. I started wanting to write music just because I didn't intend to use music for my movies when I started writing it. I just wanted to make songs and listen to them. But then eventually I kind of switched over and I started using the songs I'm writing in my movies, and at least trying to. When did you first start making music? I started playing music like 4th grade. I probably started writing my songs when I got my keyboard, my piano keyboard, at the end of last year, at the end of sophomore year, which was about like a few months ago, about a year ago actually, almost. Yes, that's about it. How old was I? Well, I was in sophomore year of high school when I started writing music, but I've played music for a really long time. Why the name Arbiter 617? That's a great question, actually. So Halo 2, actually Halo 1 was the first game I played. No, I'll take that back. Halo 2 was the first game I played. And then my friend was like, no, you can't play Halo 2 without playing Halo 1. So I played Halo 1, it was a cool game, cool stuff, cool story, bro. Played Halo 2, and I really liked Halo 2. Great story, great campaign, really great campaign. And I really became attached to the Arbiter, and everything he does, all the Covenant stuff, I thought that was crazy. It was the first big science fiction game I've ever played. And I remember that room, or that scene when they walked into the mausoleum of the Arbiters, and there's all those like tombs kind of up on the walls, and I was like, wow, that's a lot of Arbiters. So I figured, oh, well, if Arbiter in the Halo campaign, you know, he's just one of the Arbiters, I was like, well, I'm sure there's at least 617 Arbiters, and since 617 is my lucky 3-digit number, I was like, well, I guess I'll be the 617th Arbiter. So maybe during the Halo games, I'm walking around in the galaxy doing other stuff. Yeah, so that's why there's also a space. There's a space between Arbiter and 617. It's not just like, oh, I want to be Arbiter. Oh, wait, Arbiter's already taken. I'm going to throw some numbers on the end. I'm actually Arbiter space 617. You know, like John 117. And 617 had nothing to do with 117. I just like those numbers. Why did you give the name Black Plasma Studios to BPS? Another great question. But of course, that actually doesn't make sense. I didn't give Black Plasma Studios to BPS. I gave it to the studio, and then later it became BPS. I honestly can't really tell you. That was a very long time ago, and when I wrote that, I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I like plasma and stuff, I think. You know those cool little energy balls you put your hands on and it's like, but it doesn't actually make noise, it just kind of like electricity goes everywhere. I thought that was cool. I thought it was just a kind of interesting name, that kind of Black Plasma Studio. It just sounds cool. Which still does sound cool. And then it's funny because I remember when Mr. Metro was the first person to use the acronym BPS, I was like, what? Because it's like British Postal Service, and I lulled, and it's funny, and it took me a really while for that to catch on. What made you want to start Machinima? Another really great question. Wow, I guess the first thing I made, or I bought my capture card more for montages. When I was playing Halo 3, I was kind of recording cool clips of, oh cool, I got a double kill, I'm awesome. And I was like, oh, I should probably make a little mini montage or something. But then when I got it, I started using it more for my elite clan, Unyielding Legion. I was using it to make, what do you call it? It was like a recruitment video. And I guess that was kind of the first Machinima, it was the first video I've ever made. It ended up being a kind of minor Machinima for a recruitment video, and I ended up seeing, wow, I like this much more than montages. But then I went on and made my montages next, like I intended. And afterwards I was like, you know, I kind of want to make something like that first video I made, like the recruitment video, and have elites battling out and stuff, which is why I made Honor Guard, and then remade the Honor Guard, and went into Commando, and ever since then I've always been an elite fan, which is now you know why I'm an elite fan, because I was a big, before I made Machinima, I was in an elite clan. An elite fan and an elite clan. What made... oh, I already read that question. How do you come up with your epic stories even though the Machinima is based on action? That's funny because that makes it seem like action is bad stories. How do I come up with stories? I guess that goes in with the next question. How does the idea making and scripting process for your Machinimas work? Wow. I wish I could tell you the point at which an idea forms. I don't think there's any one point where, hey, there's an idea, boom, go with it. There's usually like an idea for something in a movie, and then I work around and go completely forward and backwards, and I start earlier in the movie. Like, the idea I have for a movie is usually like just some random scene in the middle of a movie, and then I give it a background which becomes the beginning of the movie, and then I kind of finish it off, and well, I'm trying to think of an example I can use. For Tempest Maximus, I think, who was it? The Michi, I don't know how to pronounce your name. You were talking to me about the Lost Habitat script you sent me, and just randomly I was like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we had, I mean, a movie where they were on some place that wasn't Earth, that wasn't just a normal area, and they had like oxygen and stuff, and they were at like some station, and that ended up becoming Tempest Maximus. I started going forward and backwards. I made the place turn out to be a halo, and you know, then it turned out that there actually was oxygen and they were being lied to, which was also some idea that came to mind at the beginning. Then for scripting, I guess, I kind of wait until I have a really good idea of what I'm doing for my movie before I start doing any dialogue or stuff. Do you make money? No. But I did win a contest from Machina Nation, and I got some Microsoft points, so which I used to buy the last map pack, so that was kind of like money. What inspired you to make Tempest Maximus? I actually just went over that unintentionally. How long did it take? Wow, I started the script with, I started the idea in probably October, November, like sometime in November, and I was talking over it with TPG Rorschach for a long time, and he was like, wow, this is a really good idea, you definitely need to do this, and stop making random action machinima and do this. So I did, and I started like coming up with some random plot lines, and then script took a while. We actually didn't start the script till after we made the trailer, and then we made the script, which took about half the time of making the movie was the script. We spent a lot of time on that script, making sure everything made sense. So I hope that was reflected. A lot of people seem to kind of just brush Tempest Maximus to the side, but it took a lot of time, it took a lot of thinking. What do you like most about what I do? What I like most? I don't know. I like making movies. I like every step of making movies. I like thinking about the movie probably more than making it or watching it. Thinking about a movie I'm going to make thinking about what it could be, how it could turn out, thinking about like the emotion of the characters, thinking about the characters of the movie I'm gonna make. Then of course I really enjoy making it, getting together with a lot of people who are interested in making it. Yeah, and then talking with other people who make movies. I really enjoy when other people make movies. You can talk to them about like my ideas, or I can listen to them about their ideas, or after a movie's done you can talk with someone about how it's done. I like working with other people who are interested in movies and making them. And then of course I enjoy watching them. I love movies. What program do you use for your effects, like the rain in Tempest Maximus when Mac and Peyton are in the cave? I also use Sony Vegas for that. I'm kind of surprised. Everybody else who uses effects always, gets like After Effects or Adobe Premiere and with all these weird $1,000 bootleg effects. But you can do a lot with Vegas if you're creative. And one thing I do, and I recommend it to anyone, use sound effects and clever camera angles, and you can pretty much make anything in like if you're using Halo for Machinima, you can make pretty much anything possible if you just kind of have the camera not showing exactly what's happening and using sound effects. Like when he's opening a valve, I'll just kind of show him by a pipe, and you can't see what he's doing in his hands. You'll hear like like opening a pipe up. So yeah, and I made rain. It doesn't really look that great, but if you add a lot of sound effects and lighting and stuff, it works. And unless you're focusing on a special effects for Machinima, which I don't recommend, you can do a lot with Vegas. Please, could you show us how to make good Machinimas, like a tutorial or something? Yeah, I thought about that actually. I have a semi one. I started writing a tutorial for Machinima on our Black Bus Studios group on Bungie.net. I didn't really want to do one now because I feel like I don't have the authority to do something like that. I feel like if I made a tutorial, people would just be like, why should I listen to you? Why should you tell us what's a good Machinima? So I'm kind of waiting till I get some big movie that's kind of successful and people will be like, okay, well maybe I should listen to you. Kind of like Digital Fear. He didn't really do that until after he made Deus Ex Machina, and people would want to listen to him. Are you gay or straight, RB? Smiley face. I'm kidding. Did you want do you is fun. What? Yeah, I'm straight, RB. I hope you're kidding. Yeah, I'm straight. What games do you play? Now I play Halo, Halo 2, Halo 3. Pretty much Halo. I played a lot of Minecraft lately. It's a fun game, but Minecraft's a really fun game. I enjoyed it a lot. I play it with my server. But it doesn't give me the satisfaction Halo does. You can't make your own creations in that game. I mean, that's what it is, making your own creations, but you can only go so far, and with movies you can do anything with Halo Reach. I've gone too far in Reach to get into Minecraft now, but I still play a lot. It's fun. How many days do you release a trailer before you release a Machinima? That really depends on a lot of things. Sometimes like when I'm working on a movie, I'm just really eager to like start showing people stuff. I'll throw out a teaser or a trailer just to let you guys know I'm working on something. I try to put it out kind of early. I mean, you don't want to release a trailer like the day before. But when War came out, I'd spent 6.5 months working on that. I put it out like a week early and said, hey guys, here's your deadline. I've been working on this forever. Here, it's coming out in a week or something. Also, when is your next game day? Well, it's called a game night, but I don't know. We had a game night 4 recently. If you were checking my channel comments, you'll realize that I ended up deleting all the footage, which was really stupid of me. And that's kind of stupid, because it was a kind of fun game night. We had a lot of fun stuff happen, especially all that cops and robbers. But yeah, whatever. We still had fun. I'll post a comment on our channel. I'll probably post a comment on our channel whenever we have my next one. But I'm kind of sorry to say it, you probably don't have a good chance in coming. We have a lot of VIPs from people like co-directors and stuff, and co-associates and voice actors who've been here a long time, who they get the first spots in. And I mean, that already takes up like 10. And so there you got like 6 slots left, because you can only have 16 players, so sorry about that. How many days do you release it? I already read that one.